All right, let's do something we like to call social media check-in.
All right, our first one comes from DZ Info on YouTube asking, I had an admin closed removal case and I left the US. Now I will have my IR1 interview. I'm no longer allowed for a visa because of this. What can I do?
Say it again? I misunderstood
I
the
had
question.
an ad. You said what?
I misunderstood the question. Can you say it one more time?
Oh,
I'm
okay, I
sorry.
had an admin closed removal
This
case
is the guy who
and I
called. This
left
is
the
the guy who
US.
he called us on the phone. We spoke to him already. He
Okay,
needs a
that's
212 waiver.
okay.
Yeah. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Okay, so the next one comes from Joanne Ambitious Powell on Facebook. Can my husband do an adjustment of status for my son who is over 21 and is on an F1 visa?
No, because you have to file an I-130. He has to be put on the waiting list for about 5 years for a green card.
Okay, Marge Higgs says, my friend's VAWA has been approved over 2 years ago. Her husband is a green card holder. She has a pending adjustment. Should she be worried? Is this too long?
It is too long. I don't know about worried. Eventually she'll get her green card, but it's way too long and she should contact the lawyer.
The next one comes from Kanisha J on Facebook. After filing for Form DS-260, what's next?
Your case gets transferred to a U.S. embassy and you get called for an interview.
Okay, Ira Lama on YouTube asks, my husband has an interview at the consular office on November 18th. Do we need the DS 5540 filled out for an interview?
Yes.
Stacy Ann Taylor on Facebook. How soon can I file for my kids after getting my green card?
The next day.
Sharon Pink on Facebook asks, I filed for my daughter. Her I-130 petition was approved. Now they're saying no visa is available. She's in Jamaica. What's the next move?
I don't know. Well, if your daughter is over 21, the next move is wait till January when the proclamation is over. If your daughter's under 21 and you're a U.S. citizen, she should be eligible for her green card, whether or not proclamation or no proclamation, and then contact the embassy or call us.
Tia Pursued on Facebook. How long does the removal of the I-131 and I-765 combo card take? Less than 180 days or 180 the day mark? Or at the 180 day mark?
This is what, as on an adjustment case?
A renewal of an I-131 and I-765 combo.
They're asking when they should file or how long it takes? I'm confused.
How long it could take.
Could take anywhere from 3 months to 6 months.
Kay Mullings on Facebook asked, I did the citizenship test November 2019 and passed it and still haven't been sworn in yet. I got 2 dates, but they were canceled. Since then, I haven't gotten any date. Why is this so bad?
Coronavirus.
Michaela Reed on Facebook. My mother filed for my brother who is here, and he was told that he had to go back to Jamaica for 6 months and then returns. Is there anything else he can do?
Say it again. Why do you have to go back to Jamaica?
The mother filed for her brother who is here, and he was told he has to go back to Jamaica for 6 months and then return. Is there anything that he can do?
I don't understand the question other than perhaps the brother was here on a visitor's visa, stayed here for 6 months, and you can't live here on a visitor's visa. So maybe that's why you had to go home for 6 months.
Yeah, they didn't mention that. That sounds like what it could be.
Yeah,
they're not mentioning any documents, not giving you enough information.
Yeah, you can't live here on a visitor's visa is my answer. That's why. What can you do? Have a consultation. Figure out another visa to come here on.
Okay, Emmanuel Akins on Facebook asks, I have a removal processing, but they haven't given me a date for my master hearing. Meanwhile, they have approved my I-130. What should I do?
You have an I-130 approved and you have no master calendar, then you need to make a motion to recalendar your... It's not going to happen by magic. So obviously you went in a removal hearing. The judge marked your case off the calendar, said come back when you get the I-130 approved. The judge isn't going to check to see when your I-130 is approved. You got to make a motion to recalendar and say, I got my I-130 approved. Can you recalendar this so I can go before you and file an adjustment application?
Okay. The next one comes from Queen Bee on Facebook. My cousin was entering through O'Hara Airport after visiting South Africa. He got detained by the CBP, and they said that he will be sent back to Africa on the next plane. He got no explanation. He's on a green card and is married to a U.S. citizen. What steps should he take?
I think I spoke to this woman on the phone earlier today, and not on our show, but literally spoke to this woman. And I said, I don't know why they stopped your brother. He has a 2-year green card. I don't know. You would need to hire us, and we'd call Immigration and Department of Homeland Security in the airport and figure out what's going on. I don't know the answer.
Okay, Raquel Jackson on Facebook asked, my mom filed for my sister and she passed away in 2001, but the case approved in 2004. I tried to take it over and did all the paperwork and paid the visa fee. Then I got a letter saying my mom passed away before the case was approved, so they closed the case. I tried to get my money back, but didn't succeed. Is this right?
Well, yeah, it's right, but you can request a humanitarian reinstatement as long as you can show humanitarian reasons why you want to step into the shoes for your mother. So it's correct, everything that happened. The mistake is you didn't go to the next step, which is request the humanitarian reinstatement, and then you step into your deceased mom's shoes to get your sister here.
Okay, Eritrea on Facebook. I have my brother in detention. He crossed illegally to the U.S. from Mexico. He asked to bond out and judge granted him bond. Does he post a bond after the final court date depending on the judge's decision? Let's say if the judge denies his asylum or any other relief.
Did the judge give him bond already? What happened?
It says he asked to bond out and the judge granted him bond.
So you go to immigration right now. The judge says $5,000 bond. You go to $10,000, $2,000, whatever it is. The minimum is $1,500. You go to immigration. You pay the bond. He's out in an hour. That's what you do.
Okay, Faye Lanas on Facebook asked, USCIS says we were scheduled an interview for Form I-485 and that they'll mail us an interview notice. When do you think we will get this notice?
I don't know. I don't have the slightest idea when you would get this notice. 2 more questions.
Evan Michelle on Facebook, can I use the expired I-485 on the USCIS website?
Yes, if it's the most recent one, yes.
Okay, Sandro T on YouTube, last question for right now. I'm a U.S. citizen and applying for my parents for their green card. I'm sending the forms I-130, 485, which is the adjustment of status, 765, which is permission to work, 864, affidavit of support. Now, my parents never applied for any benefits from the government and don't have any ties with it. Never filed a tax return because they don't work. Do I still need to send the I-944 even though I'm sending the form above the 864?
Yes.
And how important is it for my mom and dad to have a job or not if I'm being their sponsor?
Well, it's very important unless you're making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, because they have to show that they can self-support themselves, and there's no chance that they're going to go on any sort of government assistance. And since you're filing for mom and dad, they're probably up there in age, so the government's already going to presuppose that they're going to have a lot of medical issues. So it's always good that they have medical insurance and a job if they're still of working age, unless you're making hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Thanks for watching. For more Bradshaw Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.